This podcast is brought to you by Process Baron. Handle everything better. Welcome to Powering the Process, the podcast focused on the real work behind industrial manufacturing. Each week, your host, Jen Little, digs into the systems, equipment, and strategies that keep plants running efficiently. From everyday operational challenges to emerging engineering solutions, we're here to share practical insights that help you keep your process moving. Let's get started.
Welcome to Powering the Process, where we explore the ideas and innovations shaping the future of manufacturing. Today we're tackling one of the most important topics in our industry, talent. Machines, technology, and processes are critical, but without skilled people, none of it works. That's why growing new talent isn't just a priority, it's the key to future-proofing manufacturing. In this episode, we'll talk about why developing talent matters, the skills that will define the next generation of manufacturing professionals, and how we're creating pathways for growth. Today's guest is Danny Stamps. He is the plant manager of the South Shop, and he has been with us for a couple of years here at Process Baron. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Excited to be here.
Good. Well, I've got some questions for you. So, in the South Shop, that's one of two manufacturing facilities that we have. How many people do you manage in that shop on a daily basis?
About 50.
50 people. And that's pretty much just running all day, and then you have a small night shift too?
That's correct.
Okay. And then, of course, I know that all changes depending on capacity.
That's right.
And everything. So, over the years, have you seen what everybody says is out there in America, the challenge to find young talent going into the manufacturing sectors?
Absolutely. I use it all the time, but you don't get 30 years of manufacturing experience without 30 years. So it's very hard. You have an aging workforce, you have a retiring workforce, and you have a skills gap with technology changes, with innovation changes. It's hard to find people that can just come in, and it's not a plug and play, so you have to develop that talent.
Right. So obviously growing the new talent is critical for the future of manufacturing. And earlier we talked a little bit about some cobots and some robots in this, which help at certain pieces and parts of the manufacturing process, but they by no means take place of the people and the skill set. So just looking at it kind of big picture, what risks do you think that companies face if they don't invest in workforce development? And the second part of the question is, how is Process Baron investing in workforce development?
Well, if you don't invest in workforce development, you're going to continue to have a skills gap that grows. You're going to have lower productivity, and you're going to lose your competitive edge. Mm-hmm. So Process Baron, I think the things that we're doing that we do well is we do mentorships, or we do some cross-training from the younger guys to the older guys, trying to teach some of the older guys the new technologies, trying to teach some of the younger guys who are coming in the door some of the craftsmanship that the guys have developed over the last couple of decades.
Right. Okay, well, I'm just looking at some questions here that, some of the listeners would like to know. So, in your opinion, as a shop manager, what skills will be the most important, say, in the following decade?
So over the next, just looking for where things have been from the last 10 years to where they are now and where we're going. So digital literacy, robotics, automation, data analysis, all of that will be driving AI. That will be the future of manufacturing.
Mm-hmm. But as far as your fitters and your welders in the shops, what that's actually, it's a very manual, precise skill set that people have. So nothing will actually replace that. But how will the new technology combine with the technology that we use now, the manual technology?
I think it's a misconception that the automation will not replace the team members. The team members will still be needed, but there will be so much more data. For our welders out there now, we have OTC welders out there now that provide data. How much arc time you have on, how much downtime you have. And it's just data that's being fed into the system and what we're doing with that data. So we're not replacing the team members, and you'll still need the skill set, but we have to teach people how to use the data.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So like you said a little bit ago, cross-training between a younger generation who has maybe more of the computer side of things that's more natural to them versus an older generation. So you're using one to train the other and vice versa.
That's right.
Absolutely great.
So it's part of design is we put some of the younger guys with the older team members out there so we don't lose when these guys decide that they do want to retire, that we don't lose that skill set, but also the guys that have been in it for 10 years or so,
right.
We're still trying to teach them the new technologies.
Yeah, I can see where it's a tough balance between traditional craftsmanship and new technology skills.
That's right.
But they're not going anywhere.
That's right.
So we have to find that perfect mix.
That's exactly right.
Right. So how do you think we can make manufacturing appealing to younger generations and help fill that gap?
You have to meet the younger generation where they're at. What I mean by that is you have to show them that it's tech driven, it's modern, it's purpose driven work, and it's well paid. So if you find what the younger generation is interested in and you appeal to that.
Okay. So how do we go about reaching this younger generation? Are there certain things that we do throughout the year to find these people?
It's easier to talk to the people that are here that we already have on board to try to get them, dialed in. It's harder to go out to the workforce. We're still working. Trying to go out there and hiring people, so we're still working on that side of it. But the team members that are young that we're bringing in, and we're getting them started. We're doing cross-training programs. We're doing mentorships with the older guys. So we actually have a couple of positions that we've done recently to where we're doing it for a maintenance position, to where we're developing new talent. We're doing it for a machinist, to where we're trying to train somebody on the new CNC stuff, and we're developing that talent within the organization.
Okay. So as we modernize a little bit in the shops, obviously not taking away any of the craftsmanship that's necessary to do what we do, because everything we do is custom.
That's right.
Nothing's cookie cutter. Everything is different, so it takes those same core skill sets to apply to each set of drawings that comes out there for each piece of equipment. So Danny, I know you manage at least 50 people on a daily basis, and a lot of those have been there for many years, and then you've got new people coming in all the time. Do you have a special success story that you can tell us about? Somebody that started at entry level and is now kind of graduated to that skilled craftsman level?
There's actually two examples from the South shop that I'll give you. The first one's Evan Tempa. Evan's been with us for just over 2 years. He and I basically hired in together.
Okay.
He came through one of our apprenticeship programs with one of our local schools.
Okay.
And he started entry level. Started out just learning to weld, but he's been working with the fitters and the welders, and he has recently completed his own projects. He can go out there and do everything that those guys with the 30 years experience. So in a matter of 2 years, we've gotten him to that skill level to where he can do our most complex dampers. He can do them by himself.
Wow, that is great. And the second story?
All right. The second story is Noah Graham. He's the one. He's also came through as a welder, but he's actually learned how to do the robots.
Okay.
He does all our training to our robots, and we have a plan to allow Noah to start cascading that down to people in our shop and eventually over into the north shop when we bring automation to that north shop.
Okay. And when you say Noah working with the robots, that's actually programming?
He actually programs the robot from taking a part, from just laying it up there, setting a jig, teaching the robots where to weld position,
Okay.
all the way from start to finish.
Okay. So I know with him, being the one that does that now, and then training other people up, so that opens the door for more
That's right.
robots, for the more repetitive routine work, right?
Yes.
That allows the craftsman to move over to the more complex projects.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So when, how long does that training generally take to learn how to train and program the robots?
It depends on the individual, but if you come in with a basic knowledge of computers, digital literacy, you could probably train somebody, and we're just getting started on cascading the training, but you probably could get somebody trained in over a 4 to 6 week time period.
Yeah, okay. Okay, is it just more of an aptitude that
Yes.
somebody has?
That's right.
Right, so when you are interviewing and hiring somebody for the shop, I know if you're getting a lot of young people in, they haven't had time to get any experience. So what is that special quality that you're kind of looking for an entry level?
Somebody that, number one, that wants to go to work, that needs to go to work, and then they're very curious about what we do and how we do it.
Okay.
They're looking at it as an opportunity for career development, not just as a job.
So Danny, here at Process Baron, how does our company culture help influence talent retention? Or how can we do a better job at that?
Well, you can either have a positive team culture or you can have a negative team culture. But if you have a positive team culture, you have team members that are engaged, they're loyal to the company, they feel like they participate on a daily basis, and they're a lot less likely. When it's positive, you're not going to have near the turnover that you have in a negative work environment. So then they feel like that they've got somewhere to go. They feel like they have a voice in the organization.
All right, so looking forward, we've talked about what we think, where we think manufacturing will be in the next 10 years. How, as a manufacturer, do we plan to continue to invest in new talent?
I think through our mentorship programs out on the floor, I think through our apprenticeship programs, our partnerships with the schools, is how we get there.
All right, for you, Danny, as the shop manager, what is the most rewarding part of your job?
I like to see the team members. I like to see them engaged. I like to see the growth. Not just out of the young people, but out of the older guys in the mentorship programs. That's growth too. It's not just growth in teaching people new skills, but it's the passing on of the knowledge. I think that's what I enjoy the most out of being out there on the shop floor.
I like that, and I think it's beneficial for both seasoned employees and new employees.
That's right.
I think it works both ways.
That's right.
And I think it's positive impact for everyone involved. Well, Danny, I can't say how much I appreciate you being here today and talking about manufacturing and growth of new talent with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I absolutely enjoyed it.